Through the magic of technology, all of that framework is out of here. I threw it behind the fence this morning, took the tires and stacked them here behind the van on the ground because I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with them. Now I am going to cut that silicone so I can see what we have to work with. I am going to take down the trim panel on that side, and then I'm going to start pulling the screws out on the roof. Regretfully, I'm going to have to drill out that section of strapping material so that I can get the upper piece off of that wall as well. But right now we're just going to unscrew stuff because I want to see how this is bolted across the top here. Okay, so I took that piece down yesterday. I had to take this one down today. Again, it was plugged in. Bulbs look good. I don't know. I got the long one off of the driver's side. So my next thing is I'm going to start taking where the joint is here. Probably do both ends first, and then that way I can hold it up in the middle and just take out the screws I got in the middle. And then hopefully we'll be able to see what's up there. So I'm going to take these screws out, then run the razor blade along the silicone line so we can get that out of there. Okay, so I have the front panel down. It's got some plywood glued to the back of it. It makes it a little thicker. It is insulated. I was thinking that this was going to be screwed to something right here, but it doesn't seem to be. So I'm kind of wondering, because when I reach up there, it feels like there's 1-inch plywood right behind this particular panel. And I'm kind of wondering if this handle is the only thing still holding that piece of plywood to the bulkhead. Unless this whole thing is plywood on this side. I don't know. Yeah, I can't tell. I don't see any screws. I felt along the edge up there. I don't feel any screws in the carpet. And this thing is flat. So maybe that's why I can't find a partition that looks like this on the internet. All the other ones were either plastic or they're steel with the doors. This is completely flat, straight up and down. So I'm kind of wondering that this might just be some plywood behind this. Maybe. But when I pull on it, it doesn't really seem to want to move. All right. So I know it was bolted to the floor and it was bolted here. I can't find any other places where there are screws. Okay. Oh, I'm a little out of breath from that. Okay, so I thought it was still held in somehow. So there was the strip that ran behind that orange box. I took everything out of the orange box only to find out that it was double-sided stick tape to the floor. So I moved it out of the way, got all the bolts out of that trim piece along the floor because there was no bolts up the top. I can't find anything along the side. Couldn't really find anything on this side. So I started pushing on it, and as you can see, it moved. So what was holding it in place basically was adhesive caulking and about a dozen screws that ran across the floor and up this side. So I need to get those two boxes off the wall, and then I should be able to tip this and get this out of here. Now, regretfully, I believe it's 1-inch plywood and it's going to be heavy. So first thing we're going to do is pull the top box, then we'll pull the bottom one, and hope for the best. Okay, so I got the electric heater off. I got the kick shield off the bottom of the other one. As you can see, it's not connected. It's just being held up by the hoses. So my guess is once I get this wall out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and pull this back through the floor, loop it back together, and top off the coolant with whatever we need to do. And then that way this will be out of the floor. It's kind of dirty down underneath there, but I believe the wall should be ready to slide out of there. Now the question is, how much does it weigh, and can I get it out without hurting myself? That's the question. Okay, so a little bit of wiggling. I now have a gap, so it doesn't seem to be attached to anything. I should go ahead and reach in there and get that fire extinguisher off, just in case I don't want to bump it. It still is pretty tight. We do have to clear that lip up there, so it's going to have to tilt forward at some point. I have no idea how they got that in there, because it's taller than that edge. So it's probably going to have to lean back that way. Probably have to kick this front edge back in just enough to get it to clear. We'll see. First, the fire extinguisher. Okay, so partition is mostly out. It is heavy as all hell, and it's 1-inch plywood, the main section. This other stuff is, I think, like, I don't know what that is. It makes it rigid though. It looks like a piece of aluminum. So had to move the other van out of the way because it is freaking heavy, and I'm gonna try to slide this out somehow and drag it someplace and get that out of there. But it was not attached to the ceiling or that far wall. It was just a bit of adhesive that was holding everything together. Okay, and it's out. Yippee skippy. So it looks like I did not need to take down that roof panel, but at least I know what's up there. I will need to take that wall panel down eventually, because that's where we're going to put a window in, but we're not going to worry about that for right this second, because they're out of stock and who knows when they'll come in. So I need to figure out what size the hoses are so I can get a piece of go to the auto store and get a end to end so that I can plug those two hoses back together, so it'll finish the loop, and then that will be out of the floor. I got the track for the wheelchair, so I'll be able to bolt that down. So that'll be nice. Yeah, and then I'm just gonna have to put this panel back up and the metal pieces. Probably gonna need at least one pair of hands to do that, most likely. All right, so that's where we're at. But yeah, this thing is a beast of a wall. I got it out without damaging it, which I was pretty surprised, because it's heavy as all hell. I'm gonna say that that's 3/4 plywood. Pretty well built though. Solid as hell. So kind of nice. I wish I had a place to store it out of the weather, but I don't, and it's so freaking heavy. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. Most likely I'll have to junk it. So, all right. Well, it's about time to feed the animals, so I'm gonna lock everything up. I'm gonna put that someplace where it doesn't blow over, because we've been having some severe winds and rain. Maybe I can hide it someplace for a couple of days. Like I said, it's heavy. And then this it's not heavy, it's just awkward heavy. So maybe I could get it back up there. Maybe I can't. That will be the trick. So, all right. So yeah, tomorrow we'll be worrying about trying to get that panel back up. Actually, no, tomorrow we have some doctor's appointments, so we'll see. Maybe I'll get that panel back up. I need to get some hardware for the wheelchair stuff so I can bolt it through the floor. The tracks didn't come with hardware. Other than that, yeah, just need to figure out this thing. So I'm gonna get over there real quick and see if I can see what size hoses that is. Maybe there's some markings on it, and then I can get those connectors.